Sounds like we're good. So
All
sorry,
right.
sorry about that, folks. Let's go ahead and just start over. So, uh,
Yeah.
Latoya and Ernest from the Profit Room are going to be our newest partners within the We Trade HQ family. So, welcome, guys. Thanks again for tuning in tonight and being, willing to give us a shot, willing to be part of the We Trade HQ family. And we were just talking about the art of chart reading, and that will be the course that will be featured on WeTradeHQ.com. And Ernest was just in the middle of telling us a little bit about the course, what to expect. So, Ernest, sorry about that earlier, but we'll go ahead and let you continue.
Well, basically, the course, like I was mentioned before, is all about understanding what the charts are telling you. Like we believe when reading the charts, it's like another language. We are emotional individuals, right?
Right.
You go to a comedy club, you cry. I mean, you laugh. You go to a funeral, you cry, right? So we believe all that emotions that we have are expressed in the market, no matter what. We got greed and we got fear. No matter if you're trading crypto, you trading forex, stocks, whatever, and it's an art in understanding
Right.
that human emotion. So with Latoya and I, from the years of experience, try to put something together where you can recognize and understand different aspects of the market through looking at different charts and anticipate what can possibly happen in the near future, because we can't always look to the right of the chart, it's going to happen in the future,
Right.
but we can also anticipate to see what may happen based off of the emotions of the chart. And we was able to break that down in order to come up with a solid course for individuals to be able to start that journey into understanding technical analysis.
Yeah, and it's pretty awesome. I've been following you guys on Instagram. You guys are always putting out the trades that you're making throughout the day. You guys have been really successful. Before we went on air, Latoya was telling me she's been trading since 2007. So you guys have been doing this a long time, and I've been really impressed just by just the stuff that I've seen out on the surface. So, Latoya, just kind of reiterate what we were talking about earlier. Like, how did you get your start, and what led you to here?
I started back in 2006 just by forming an investment club with my friends. And then eventually I saw how stocks fluctuate just because I just wanted to look every day at our portfolio just to make sure that the holdings we had was doing great. So something just clicked naturally like, hold up. I could have made money a long time ago rather than just sitting on it. So that's when I decided to open my own brokerage account, and that's pretty much it. The rest is history from there. Started off swing trading once I opened my brokerage account, and that's during when a few stocks were really like big in 2007. That's like First Solar. It had SOLF. These are tickers that SOLF don't exist now, but literally you buy a solar stock in one day and in 3 days you're already like, 20, 30, 40%. Huge movement. So I got
Right.
pretty much addicted, just like, wow, couldn't believe how fast I was able just to make money and just practicing and learning the arts of the chart in general.
Yeah.
And I'm here till this day.
That's awesome. And I guess that had been kind of an interesting time to actually start. I mean, you started 2006, 2007, which was probably the height of the stock market at that point, and then it crashed. So, I mean, how did you overcome that crazy time, especially being a relatively new trader?
Um, well, I was swing trading at that point of time, so things changed dramatically. And just being a novice then, I thought I knew it, but I really had no clue. So I would like bottom fish. I'll buy
Right.
stuff like Fannie Mae, for example, and Fannie Mae broke my heart. Buy
Right.
it at
It
this is
broke
when
everybody's
everything,
heart.
yeah, this was everything was like falling. Literally, it was just like I kind of remember it clear as day. It was like August or something.
Yeah.
Like the financials, they were just nosediving, and I bought it on a Friday, like $7. And I'm thinking I'm gonna make some quick money come Monday. And then, you get that news like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, CNBC talking about the whole market tanked. and
Yeah.
I was literally down 40% just like that. So I
Oh,
got a nice reality check of how to really, like, you can't bottom fish. You just valuable lessons learned during that time, and I also made some amazing gains just
that's
buying at
awesome.
the bottom, a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I could name many stocks.
I have to imagine that it was quite the learning experience for sure. Just experiencing all that volatility during that time. So, I mean, I probably would venture to say that it set you up for how you've been so successful up to this point. Because I mean, you started out in
I
such a
started
tough
up,
time.
yep, up when it went down, and then when it's just a bull run, and when it's falling. So you could just make money up, down markets through experience. So
Yep, yep.
that's why the education Ernest and I provided so valuable, because Ernest started in '08, correct?
Yeah, same time around there. Yeah, same
Wow.
type of situation. And I think one of the benefits I got from it, like Latoya, I was buying stuff cheap, like Bank of America at like $4 for it at $1, and stuff would just go up, then it would tank. Then I realized I didn't know what I was actually doing,
Right.
and that type of market, I had a mentor, and you only could short. Like that's and a lot of people don't get that mentality behind it. And it was what she told me because she was a female trader. She worked at a hedge fund. She taught me one on one. She said this is the best time to learn because it's hard to trade
Yeah.
and you had to focus on the technicals. So it's like now you have to look for setups, you got to look for patterns, you got to trust the candles. And it was a difficult market because I started swing trading. I swing traded for like around at least 4 years before I started day trading. And that built the discipline for me to look for the candles and the setups. And so now it comes like left and right, especially in this type of market. The past couple of weeks, like Latoya tell you, we're in our trading room and stuff. We're catching these moves based off of our same technical analysis, reversal patterns, and setups
Right.
where we know we got to get in at the support, out at the resistance, or this particular pattern. While a lot of people now are just shaking their head, we're like, "How did you go long on that?" And the market was falling down because we know the setup, things like that. So that market condition helped me personally, and I see even with Latoya, that's why we connect so much, be able to visualize and see the anticipated reactions, what to do in the market.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's something to have a mentor like that. I mean, that's kind of how I got my start. I was telling Latoya before we went on that, how I got my start was being able to mentor with somebody who's been doing it for 30 years. And, my style of trading is obviously way different. I base my trading off of fundamentals and a lot of other stuff. And I've never been able to get really good at charts. I mean, I use them enough to be able to make great entries and exits and finding unusual volume, and there's just a different flavor. But I really like the way that you guys do it because just from a day trading perspective, for me, I'm a swing trader technically, but like I do long term trades. It's nothing for me to hold into something for months at a time. Um, but I think the the nice thing about what you guys bring to the table, people that feel more comfortable doing the day trading, especially with like bigger board stocks, because I'm just all OTC. Um, I think that it just gives you another angle, another area of the market to try to see if you're good at it. And that's kind of like the beauty of We Trade HQ and why we're bringing people who are really good at what they do within our community and our family. Because what if over the counter stocks doesn't work for you? And then, maybe what you guys are doing over at the Profit Room does. And so we want to be able to extend that to folks like you, or maybe somebody wants to trade in cryptocurrencies or forex options, what have you. And so we're bringing people on to be able to kind of cater to those folks who might find success in trading just based off of technical analysis and charts and just doing that day trading grind. So good for you guys. It's so awesome to just talk to you tonight and kind of just pick your brains a little bit and just kind of see where you've come. It's always interesting to me to hear about people's starts and how they started off from humble beginnings and kind of like rose to where they are now. I wouldn't trade this for anything. You know, it's just no pun intended. But being able to just do this every day and kind of like not worry about working at 9 to 5. Like I work harder now than I ever have, but it's like I'm having a blast doing it. So I'm sure you guys could probably relate to that as well.
Oh, definitely. Is the passion what drives us, and the love for the markets as well, and just seeing the outcome.
Yep.
And most importantly, we just love helping our clients in general.
It's an addiction for sure. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, you're right too. You know, being able to make a difference in people's lives is kind of what that's what the vision that we've had from the start. You know, being able to just impact folks. Um, and it for us, it's like you see all these trading advertisements out there and stuff like that. People hanging around on the beach, or they're in their private jet and stuff like that, and it's like you know, while that is a possibility, it's like a fraction of the general trading community. It's, we make an honest living and we make decent money and whatever else. So we're not trying to sell you that millionaire lifestyle. We want to be able to sell you the freedoms that trading can offer you. So you guys could probably relate to that as well. I think that, the reality of it is that, we're just trying to do the things that we want to do and work less and play a little bit more. And if folks don't want to do this full time and they're happy with their job, maybe they want to trade to, I don't know, take an extra vacation or pay off some debt, something along those lines. And we feel that that's really kind of like where the impact really is. And so glad to have you guys aboard for sure.
No, we appreciate being a part of it. Like you said, when you mentioned that a lot of people are in a situation where they want to be able to learn how to trade and realize that they don't want to be intimidated by what they may see on a lot of the news and social media. But you have people that have like some grassroots background, a connection like Latoya and I, we do have, right? They feel a little bit more comfortable because it's more, we like to call it a reality of trading, which is achievable because some people just want to work um, or don't want to give up their full-time job. They just want to be able to sit at the computer on a weekend or a couple of days a week and place a trade and maybe pay off um, part of their mortgage or a car payment, student loan, or save up for a vacation. And just so that with the right proper risk management and the proper education is possible in order to do it.
Yeah.
Definitely possible in order to do it. I'm reconnected now.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, so we got disconnected on Instagram, but it's all
Yeah.
good. Um, yeah, so I guess, do you have any? Let me see if anybody has any questions. By the way, guys, we are live, so if you have any comments or questions you want to bring to Latoya and Ernest and the Profit Room in general, please ask away. Tara said she got her start in OTCs. Personally, think beginner traders could learn a lot from there, and then move to big boards. What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that uh, working down in the OTC level and then evolving to big boards?
Oh, definitely. When I started, I never actually traded the large caps. I started penny stocks. So basically, $5 or less. My criteria, it had to be at least 70 cents. So not necessarily OTC,
Right, right,
but
right.
that was my basically criteria. And it was interesting. My thing with penny stocks in general was that I had a hard time finding consistency. I could make the money, right? You see the
Right.
setup, you make the money, you have like, oh man, this is awesome. But when you're wrong and to lose that type of money, that was my battle. Like I couldn't justify being up, let's say 9K, but the next day I give back 5K.
Right,
Like that
right.
wasn't okay in my mind. So I kind of had to tweak it. And then my cousin who trades, or then he traded for a prop firm, basically introduced me and say, what are you doing? Why are you trading like that? He's like, let me show you something. So he showed me like stocks that basically had a million in volume during the day, like not necessarily like a penny stock, but stocks that are over like $30, for example.
Right.
So once he's like, these things move about $1 or $2 a day. You could just, make your money that way. And at first I'm like, what are you talking about? And then when I started to see it, I was like, oh my goodness, it can't be this easy. So I believe the transition is simple. Also, the technicals basically play out easier when it comes to mid to large caps rather than like penny stocks. Because penny stocks, at times, they don't abide by the technicals, right? They have their own history or whatever, or the news that's really driving the momentum of the day. And they have certain rules that, first whatever minutes of the morning, like everyone's buying, right? You
Right.
get that 10 minutes thrush and then it dumps on you. So you got to be aware of the washout. So they have their own behavior pattern. And I believe the transition is easy, long story short.
Well, good. And I think that was a fair question. I think because there's so many people, at least on my side, that are primarily trading in the over the counter stocks or just starting out in that or penny stocks in general. And so
Hmm.
yeah, I think you're right. I just never left. I just
Oh,
hung out
yeah.
down and I just never left. But there's that dynamic. There's
Yeah,
that
some people are
evolution.
just awesome at it,
Yeah,
Some
yeah,
people, that's their niche. And
right.
the thing with trading, you have to find what works for you, right?
Exactly,
So that's
exactly.
why I feel it's important to learn all the markets. Why not? And then eventually you're gonna be like, you know what? I like doing this more than I like doing that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
me, like for example, Ernest and I, we like trading futures. Like we like the crude oil, we like the live cattle, but we're gonna wake up every morning and trade the gaps of
right.
the mid to large caps because that's our bread and butter. We prefer doing that, although we're good at futures. But you got to really find out what you really
You
like.
got to follow the money, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like what you said there. As far as like you just got to find what works for you, and that just plays right into the vision of We Trade HQ and why we're bringing so many people on who are good in different areas of the market because of that. Just like, oh well, this isn't working for me, but maybe Profit Room will. Whatever they're doing over there, maybe that's just what's going to speak to me more. And so that's just the whole idea and premise. And it's actually kind of crazy to me that I mean, I don't think anybody's really come up with this concept. Really, you see so many folks out there that, and I don't know if it's just ego driven or what, but like people, they're the teachers, the instructors out there, they just have their one style of trading and don't look to see about anybody else other than just what they do. They're just kind of like, here, just do what I do. This is how you're going to be able to make money, but it might not click for certain people. And, I just think that what we have going on is truly something special. And I just got to thank you guys for willing to be a part of it.
Oh,
No, no
thank
problem. We appreciate it to be a part of it. Like we always say before, when we look at stuff like we named our company the Profit Room because we want to make it not like this person's the guru or that person's the guru or anything like that. Is that we're all diverse. Trading can be lonely, which
Yeah.
we tell all the time. So another set of eyes looking at something, another set of human emotions, because we all go through issues. You got things going on in your life, and you may not be right for that day of trading or investing. You might make the wrong decision. And just having a community of individuals who have the same passion like you have and can almost, in Latoya and I case, it's almost like she can see what I see. So it's just like, we go back and forth. She's like, you see that? I'm like, yep, let's get in, or whatever. Or just this period, it allows you to have a little bit more ease
Yeah.
when you're trading in this particular field. It's just like anything else we always talk about. It's a profession, like a doctor or a lawyer. A doctor comes in surgery. It's not like they don't know what they're doing. They may call another surgeon in. Hey, can you check this out real quick for
Right.
me?
Yep.
It's just the same exact thing. You can't minimize our profession. It takes time, it takes education, and it takes somebody with experience to show you what you're doing and be consistent with it. And that's what we enjoy doing.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree with you more on that. It's just been, I don't know, it's a whole different, I think, dynamic when you're trading in the stock market. It's a whole different like atmosphere and feel. And I think there's like an area where people are okay just sticking by themselves and kind of like they don't want to be a part of anything. But then there's that other huge part of just building communities and building each other up. And we got so many times where people are just aren't getting it. And the nice thing about having a community like we do is that like they'll usually lift them up and just kind of say, well, what are you struggling with, and how can we help you, and you know, and that sort of thing. And to your point about, you know, having mentors that you guys have had, you know, I feel like you just kind of need that to really kind of get yourself to a point to where you feel like, you know, the training wheels can come off. And you know, being a part of a community like that is just, I don't know, I wouldn't say essential. It's not like required for you to become successful, but it certainly helps on your journey. Because if you're trying to do it all by yourself and you're just struggling and struggling and struggling, I would probably venture to say you're probably less likely to be successful if you're just trying to do it all on your own than if
Not
you,
not only that, it takes longer. Like
yeah,
I never understood the process. Like it takes so much longer to do it on your own,
yeah,
rather than somebody could just easily say, "Don't do this, don't do that. Let me show you why."
yeah,
Rather you finding out losing money and like, you know, and everything you're finding out after you lose money. It's
yeah,
just taking away that time when we're here to limit that time basically.
right, right, right. All right, guys. Well, I am going to go ahead and end it there. Thank you so much for just taking the time to speak to our folks over at We Trade HQ. I'm sure everybody over at the Profit Room on Instagram was happy to experience this podcast here. If you guys are still watching, or you're watching this at a later time, I'm going to put a link down in the description after this video goes up for the Profit Room. The Art of Chart Reading, that'll be the course that will be provided on WeTradeHQ.com. And check it out. And on top of that, we do have a free Discord group that we are creating a channel for Latoya and Ernest and the Profit Room. So check that out as well. If you guys are already part of the WeTradeHQ family, you'll know where to go. If not, please go to WeTradeHQ.com and you'll get directed to go to that Discord room as well. So thanks, guys. Appreciate you so much. Looking forward to you guys being a part of the family. And let's get it for 2019.
Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.